now. As this game swung, like a tidal wave.
It is pandemonium. It is pandemonium.
Great comeback in playoff Houston.
This football team is going to Pasadena, and now the Bills will count down to victory to get to Pasadena.
Edge Super Bowl matchup. It's Super Bowl 27. The Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills.
But we got crabs. Remember that. See you next week. Stay tuned.
Edge Super Bowl matchup. Brought to you by Edge Shave Gel. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge.
How about them Cowboys?
And welcome to this special edition of Edge Super Bowl matchup. Charlie Steiner along with Allie Sherman, Ron Jaworski, Super Bowl 27. The Dallas Cowboys, the best team in the NFC without question from the midway point of the season on through the playoffs against the Buffalo Bills, have been the best team in the AFC for the past 3 years because, lo and behold, here they are again. Allie, the key question coming into this game will be the Cowboys' defensive ability to stop that hurry-up offense of the Buffalo Bills.
A major key question for Dallas, Charlie, and it's because Dave Wanstead is going to be confronted with an acid test on his defense. This guy has done the best job in the league, I think, in using specialized people for certain downs and distances, and each of those groups know exactly what they have to do. You try to do that against Buffalo, who has no huddle, and they get right out there, and they want you to dance to their rhythm and their tune, you baby, you know, try to get people in and match up personnel. They cannot do it. Dave is going to have to go with a select 12 or 14 people for a long time.
Chicago Bears are going to have a vested interest in the outcome of that, won't they, Ron? As far as Emmitt Smith is concerned, the key question for Buffalo is, can they contain him?
Well, that really is another key question. We've got a lot of questions. It's a good matchup, but certainly Emmitt Smith, the first time the league's leading rusher has made it to the Super Bowl, a very interesting fact. Emmitt Smith will be a key, but also can that Buffalo defensive line stand up to the big guys up front of the Cowboys? Physically, they're big, strong, and dominant. I think Emmitt Smith will have a good day. I believe Troy Aikman will have a good game because of the guys up front.
You know, one of the big stories coming into the game has been the Dallas Cowboy defense, ranked #1 almost the entire season in the NFL this year. But the Dallas offense was 4th ranked on the season. We'll take a look at the Cowboy offense when Edge Super Bowl matchup comes back in just a moment. Bowl matchup. You know, the Dallas Cowboys had the 4th rated offense overall in the NFL in 1992, averaging better than 25 points per game. So many weapons. Novacek, the brilliant 3rd down receiver, Harper and Irvin, the wideouts. But Emmitt Smith, Allie, is he the key to that Dallas offense? After all, he was the leading rusher in the NFL this season.
No, he isn't the key, though, Charlie, even though he was a leading rusher. The guy who delivers the mail to those receivers you talked about, Troy Aikman, is the key. He's one of the best quarterbacks going in the NFL now. He's got one of the best structured pass offenses. And if you want to hurt Dallas and take that offense away, you have got to hurry Troy Aikman. Any good runner can be minimized in a ball game by getting 6, 7, 8 men up there. And you'll take care of your best runners in the league and minimize them. But you can't do that when you got Aikman and those receivers.
Well, let me ask the quarterback here. You going to stick up for Aikman, or what about Smith?
Well, the mailman is a terrific quarterback. There's no question of that.
Good.
But really, the engine that drives this Dallas offense is Emmitt Smith. When Walt Corey's going to look at this film and break that team down, he's going to see big plays by Harper and big plays by Irvin and great throws and great calls and all those things. But week in and week out, the thing that makes this Dallas offense work is Emmitt Smith.
And I'll put in a vote for Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator.
Oh, you got a vote now? We're voting?
Now, wait a while.
Well, one apiece here.
You get a vote, but I get a refute. Emmitt Smith's 100-yard games are all gained in the second half after the Dallas Cowboys throw a lot of passes in the first half.
No, it's because they pounded on their opponent for 30 minutes in the first half.
Allie Sherman bringing out the statistics when needed.
The game's first offensive play against the 49ers, a pass, tells us what the Cowboys' offensive philosophy is all about. You see Dallas in the I formation with Smith the deep back, and wide receivers Harper and Irvin both split to the left. Now, take a look at that 49ers defense. They're in their standard 4-down linemen and 3 linebacker alignment, and they're looking primarily for run. And take note of linebacker Bill Romanowski. He is in a defensive back position, having slid out in front of Harper. Now remember, first down is as much a passing down as it is a running down for the Cowboys. And it's whatever Dallas wants to dictate with. This is going to be a first down pass. And focus your attention on Michael Irvin. Irvin will run a sideline out at exactly 18 yards. He drives the corner back with an accelerated change of pace that only the great receivers understand and truly master. Let's take it back to the snap. And this time, concentrate on the precise timing and rhythm between Aikman and Irvin. At this point, Aikman's going to deliver the ball, knowing exactly where Irvin will be, 18 yards at the sideline. The Cowboy philosophy of pass or run on any down creates the maximum pressure on defenses and makes it easier for them to achieve consistent pass execution over 4 quarters, beginning from play 1. Now when play number 62 comes up, and now they're in a must-protect-the-lead situation, only for the other teams is throwing the football a bold and gutsy call. For the Cowboys, it is just part of their main offensive heartbeat to establish and maintain mental and physical pressure on that defense for all of the 4 quarters. This is not an offense that just works off the running of Emmitt Smith. It is an offense that's structured to build and achieve consistency in Aikman, bearing in mind that your quarterback, not the running back, produces the best percentage shot at championship offense.
And while certainly the Cowboys have all the talent in the world on the field, upstairs calling the signals, Norv Turner, we've all been impressed with him this year.
That's very perceptive. Charlie, that's a great name, isn't it? Norv Turner for an offensive coordinator, a natural. Yes, he has done a magnificent job. First, he got what we talked about on an earlier show, the mechanics of quarterbacking. He's got Troy Aikman into a position where he's got all the mechanics down. And now Troy Aikman understands the game, and he knows what he is. He doesn't force the ball like he used to, and he's an excellent passer with tremendous receivers that Turner has made use of with a real top offense. By the way, the other team has a great offense, too. Both of them throw the ball before they run. I don't think the runner is the key to good offense. You've got to get those linebackers who are coached to stop run loosey-goosey, worrying about the pass. Then you run.
Boy, conceptually, we have a little difference of opinion here.
Okay, just an opinion.
I would like to echo the coach's sentiments. Norv Turner has done a terrific job. But I think when Walt Corey and that Buffalo defensive coaching staff looks at Dallas, in their mind, they're saying, we've got to stop Smith. Now, it all starts there. And certainly, Aikman has had a terrific second half of the season. He's been terrific in the playoffs. But Emmitt Smith is the guy they have to stop.
You don't think so?
Oh, I don't think they have to stop him first. Because, again, you look at these two clubs. They are hey, let's go real world. Pittsburgh against Buffalo. Pittsburgh has a tremendous back, right? Forster?
Barry Foster.
Okay. And he ran for his 100 yards plus, 5-yard average. But their quarterback, O'Donnell, couldn't do things with the ball that he should with the passing game. And he put Buffalo into position with their intercepts when he got sacked or forced the ball and got intercepted. You've got to have that passing game in today's game.
Now you're talking about the particular quarterback's play, which is different than a conceptual plan. The quarterback has to perform, which O'Donnell didn't. I believe Aikman will perform well. He's more disciplined. But when a defense looks at the film, the guy they have to stop is, in my opinion, Emmitt Smith.
With that, let me tell you that this year, Edge Shave Gel is proud to sponsor the Edge NFL Man of the Year Award. Edge presents the award to the league's top citizen athlete, honoring that player for superior performance in off-the-field community service and playing excellence as well. This year's Edge NFL Man of the Year, Denver Bronco quarterback John Elway. And Edge Super Bowl matchup is back in just a minute.
At NBD, we believe that when a community puts their money into our bank, we ought to put some money and time back into the community. After all, it's not just where we do business, it's where we live.
Why do so many people shop at Valueland? Because at Valueland, it doesn't cost a bunch to get a bunch.
That's because in addition to advertised prices, you get everyday low prices, like Kraft macaroni and cheese, just 39 cents every day. Limit 2 boxes per shopping trip. That's not a sale price, but our low everyday price. At Valueland, where our name says it, our prices prove it.
Valueland Warehouse Foods. When it comes to price, we're talking low.
Ultimate ESPN Sports Center highlight goes like this. Loose ball in the end zone. Fall on it, no chance. My feet are light, and I've got the moves. At the 50, I see Myers. Not now, Chris. I'm a busy man. And as I cross the goal line, I laugh, knowing my agent has just cut a deal for my very own fitness video. Yeah, that's my Sports Center highlight.
You know, so much has been made about the domination of the NFC over the AFC over the past 8 Super Bowls. And all you have to do is look at the scoreboard, 297 to 125, the NFC over the AFC. But there are a lot of reasons for that. And basically, it goes to the battle in the trenches, the oldest question in football. Who wins the line of scrimmage? There, it's been no contest. The domination belongs to the NFC.
The large offensive lines of the NFC have generally manhandled the smaller, swifter defensive lines of the AFC. 2 years ago, the Giants methodically ground down the Bills, controlling the ball for 40 minutes, as MVP Otis Anderson did the bulk of the grunt work. In Super Bowl 22, the Hogs opened gaping holes for a journeyman running back named Timmy Smith, who set a Super Bowl record with 204 rushing yards against an outmanned Denver defense. And the NFC's big offensive lines have not only created the holes for the running backs to run, they've also provided sufficient protection for their quarterbacks. Super Bowl 21. Phil Simms completed a Super Bowl record, 88% of his passes. The next year, Doug Williams threw for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns, winning the game's MVP honors in the process. And Joe Montana named the MVP in 3 of his 4 Super Bowl appearances. But the AFC quarterbacks, often playing catch-up, haven't had nearly the success of their NFC counterparts. John Elway's 3 Super Bowl appearances produced 3 losses by a total of 96 points. Jim Kelly threw 58 passes last year against the Redskins, which produced 28 completions, 2 touchdowns, and 4 costly interceptions. The NFC has dominated on defense as well. In fact, in the last 8 Super Bowls, the NFC representative ranked among the league's top 5 defenses that season, and they were generally anchored by surefire Hall of Famers, like Mike Singletary. The Bears caused 6 turnovers in that 46-10 romp of the Patriots. And it was Ronnie Lott who spearheaded a 49er defense that gave up an average of but 13 points in San Francisco's last 2 Super Bowl appearances. Lawrence Taylor and Pepper Johnson, giant juggernauts in Super Bowl 25, as the high-powered Bills were held to just 19 points. Control of both sides of the line of scrimmage and some remarkable quarterback play. It's simple, the NFC's formula for success.
All right, Ron, what is your theory as to why the NFC has really dominated the AFC?
Charlie, the game of football really hasn't changed in over 100 years. That's blocking and tackling. And the teams that block and tackle the best usually win. NFC management has made a real concerted effort to establish themselves as physical football teams, a physical football conference. And consequently, they have won more because the AFC has gone soft.
Well, what do you think, Coach?
There's an established fact that the teams that get to championships are good teams that have good defense along with their offense. The AFC, for whatever the evolution was, never really developed good defensive clubs, and a perfect real-world example is 3 Super Bowl games of the Denver Broncos, who beat everybody in their conference and didn't know that they didn't have that good a defense. They go in there against an NFC club and couldn't get their offense going, and the NFC club not only has a good defense over these years, but they've had good offense too, and they take the game away. They blew Denver out 3 times. That's the winner of the AFC.
Up next on Edge Super Bowl matchup, the Dallas Cowboy defense ranked #1. How will they handle the #2 ranked offense in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills? And that hurry up and come on back to Edge Super Bowl matchup in just a minute.
Introducing Red Lobster's 20 shrimp and more platters, like 20 shrimp with a juicy steak, 20 shrimp with fresh grilled salmon, or 20 shrimp with steaming crab legs. 20 shrimp and more, just $10.99. Tonight, only at Red Lobster.
Quick & Rally is one of the largest discount brokerages in the United States.
The telephone's the lifeblood of our business.
The market moves at a moment's notice.
When we have a client that wants to place an order, they don't want to get a busy signal. If we're not there when they want to do business, they'll go elsewhere.
Using percentage allocation with our 800 service, we're able to divert calls during peak demand from branch to branch throughout their network. The customers are not disrupted by getting busy signals or long hold times.
Companies like Quick & Rally switch to MCI. That's proof positive.
Introducing Red Lobster's 20 shrimp and more platters, like 20 shrimp with a juicy steak, 20 shrimp with fresh grilled salmon, or 20 shrimp with steaming crab legs. 20 shrimp and more, just $10.99. Tonight, only at Red Lobster.
Buffalo Bill offense is in many ways quite a bit like the Dallas Cowboy offense in that you have a terrific running back, a great third down receiver, and Metzlars in this case, 2 veteran, reasonably tall, wide receivers that get the job done, and if you throw in Beebe, you really have 3. What makes this Buffalo offense so good?
Well, their talent, as you just spoke about, is superior to a lot of football teams. Also, conceptually, they do a lot of things very well. I love the no-huddle. They dictate what they want to do with the football, and throughout the season, even the last couple of years where we've seen this no huddle, in action, boy, it always moves the football. But you have to have the guy behind the wheel, and old Jim Kelly. He recognizes things very quick and gets them into the right play.
And Frank Reich was able to do that too. What's your take on this Buffalo offense?
Don't forget Thurman Thomas, the runner.
One of the best in the business.
My take on this is that if you dance to the tune that Buffalo wants to play, and that's, as Ron mentioned, they got that no huddle. That is the one beast of its kind in the league. Nobody else does it. The biggest problem confronting the Buffalo Bills is the week that you get ready to play them. You have to get used to that no huddle, and you've got to have your guys imitating that no huddle and running those plays. And football people, as we all know, are people of habit and certainly good structure, and nobody has seen this. And as a result of that, I say that you must go get Jim Kelly and make him get hurried and worried. Thurman Thomas will get his 100 yards, but he's not going to beat you. You've got to get Kelly out of that rhythm where he can hit those receivers as he does.
And that's going to be the key on Sunday. Jim Kelly and the Buffalo offense, and here's Ron.
Let's start by looking at the Bills against the 49ers. San Francisco's defense is similar in approach to the Cowboys. The 4-man rush and a high percentage of zone pass coverage. The 49ers tried to match their defensive personnel with the Bills' offensive personnel by quickly substituting between plays. Here you see Buffalo with Thomas as the single back, tight end Metzlars on the right, and Gardner the H-back on the left. So the Niners react with their base 4-3 defense, as you see. Jim Kelly immediately recognizes this. He also sees the free safety in the middle of the field, knowing he has Reed and Lofton split to the left. Watch Jim call the play. With Metzlars and Gardner in the game, the 49ers are playing the strong run tendency. The call will be a play-action pass to Reed at 18 yards on the left sideline. You'll see the defensive back react to the play fake in the backfield. Lofton on the outside will run a go route. What that does is force the free safety to respond to the vertical stretch and create a void in the Niners' pass coverage. This is how the Bills aggressively attack and break down defenses that attempt to match personnel. You're allowing Kelly to dictate with the no huddle. In the AFC Championship game, the Dolphins committed to a 4-2-5 defense. 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs, and they stayed with it. And the reason was this. Buffalo's most used formation has Beebe, Reed, and Lofton as the 3 wideouts, along with Thomas the single back and Metzlars at tight end. That's 5 strong receivers. Without at least 5 DBs, you are open to the big play possibility on every single play. And that's not a chance any defense wants to take. But that leaves you vulnerable to the run. And that's why the Buffalo offense is so hard to match up against. With only 6 and sometimes 5 defensive players at the point of attack, there are more openings for Thomas on the inside and on the outside. And the defensive force man is usually a smaller defensive back. No match here for pulling tackle Will Wolford. Thomas won't be touched until he picks up more than 15 yards. In the Super Bowl, I believe the Bills must run the ball early and often against a Cowboy defense that will be key to stopping the big play from Jim Kelly and his wideouts.
Can the Bills run on the #1 rushing defense, the Dallas Cowboys, who gave up an average of only 77 yards on the ground per game this season?
Charlie, yes, they can, because they dictate what they want to do offensively. By their formation structure with 3 wide receivers, they make you make the change to take a linebacker out, maybe take 2 linebackers out, and force matchups with big people on little people. And yes, you know, in the NFL, there are no little people, but there are a lot of big people, too. When you got the guys 300 pounds hitting guys 185, that's a pretty good mismatch. So the Bills can run the football because Dallas likes to make a lot of changes. They're not going to be allowed to make those changes.
Dave Wanstead has said all along he doesn't plan on making very many changes defensively.
Well, wait a while. He's pretty sly. He may be putting a little smoke screen in there. If he doesn't, if he thinks he's going to go in with his platoons, he's dead in the water. I mean, Buffalo would just take him out of it. But I think that he's smart enough, and he shows that he has good judgment. He's going to be in there possibly with any, as I said earlier, 12 to 15 people that he will use. Get in there. But what he's got to do is make sure that he can hurry Kelly. No matter what they do against the run, really, that is not the primary basis. You can't beat Buffalo stopping Thurman Thomas, because Kelly just gets that ball, again, to how you aptly described it.
Coach, when you talk hurry, do you mean blitz?
No, if they have to blitz. But I'm glad you brought that up. Remember, this is very important in the Dallas front line. They have the greatest team speed of all in the league. I think that's a fair statement. Is that true? Okay, we're going to eliminate a little controversy here. They have the greatest team speed, and those front linemen, and we're talking about Charles Haley and Casillas and Maryland and Tolbert, those guys are capable of beating a blocker by themselves, so they can get a lot of 4-man pressure up there and still have those linebackers who are capable of going to the passer or covering. That's where I think they've got a very good defensive setup if he uses just 12 to 14 people.
We have reached that point in the program for final points and predictions on Super Bowl 27 here on Edge Super Bowl matchup, and we'll get to it in just a minute.
Hey, what? I don't think it's going to fit the billboard.
Gotta fit.
Presenting McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese, with 2 juicy quarter-pound patties of beef.
Okay, it fits.
Where are you going to put the fries and the Coke?
The what?
With large golden fries and a medium Coke, it's our new double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
Okay, fit.
Now where are you going to put the arches?
The what? What you want is what you get.
The double quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal.
At McDonald's today.
You crave that taste. That big, bold cranberry taste. That one-of-a-kind ocean spray taste.
College basketball on a regular Monday. College basketball on Big Monday.
Kansas battles Missouri tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern on Big Monday, presented by Bud Light.
See? It's a lot bigger.
Slam dunk, double, dribble. Who's the team? You can do it.
Michigan and Purdue tip off on Super Tuesday. Live at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Well, for the final time for this season, our final points and predictions, who's going to win Super Bowl 27, Coach?
I believe the Dallas Cowboys are, Charlie, and this has been a tough one. These are two terrific football teams, terrific offenses and good defense. But after a reservation and looking at the fact that Dallas has been there 2 weeks that they've never had to experience before, and now they're facing an offense that they've never seen, that no-huddle offense, I still believe that the first 30 plays in the ball game are going to tell us and the folks out there who's in command. And I think that Dallas, who plays no down or distance, they could throw 8 balls in a row, run 4 times in a row, but they know what they're doing, and they're very good on offense, and I think they're going to take it against Buffalo.
Ron, who do you like?
Well, Charlie, first of all, let me apologize to my family and friends in my hometown of Buffalo, New York.
What's left of them?
Yeah, what's left of them, right?
After this pick.
Yeah, I believe the Cowboys are going to win this game. Primarily, up front, they're bigger and stronger. I think they'll run the football effectively. That will cause the Buffalo linebackers to cheat up. It'll cause Jones and Kelso to get a little nosy, start getting involved in the running game, and then I believe Buffalo will be exposed. Their cornerbacks, I believe, are their weakness. Now they're in trouble. I like the Cowboys.
Their cornerbacks are also their shortest. They're 5'9" and 5'10", and Irvin and Harper 6'2" and 6'3", and they can really exploit that height advantage.
That's one of your great statistics.
Anyway, it actually works, too. I like the Dallas Cowboys also. I like them especially because of the offensive line play, and I think they'll dominate the defense of the Buffalo Bills. That's going to do it for us. It's been another fun year, guys. We'll be watching the Super Bowl along with you, and we'll see you again in September here on Edge Monday Night Matchup.
Edge Super Bowl Matchup, brought to you by Edge Shave Gel. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort, that's the Edge.
The Sonoran